This might be a bit of a personal question, but are you getting enough riffage in your diet? Do you feel healthy? Like things are moving along like they should? We're talking about the guitar, right? Of course we are, and specifically we're talking about what constitutes a healthy musical diet, where we learn nutritious songs. What is a nutritious song? A nutritious song is generally riff-based, has a lot of different sections, it has a lot of different techniques, and it's a song that would pay great dividends to learn all the way through. If the songs that you're learning are mostly chords, you're really not going to learn a lot of different techniques. I've always maintained that riff-based music is the best way to learn the guitar because you just get exposed to the greatest amount of different techniques, which at the end of the day is the best possible thing that you can do for your learning. So today what I'm offering is a list of songs that I consider to be highly nutritious. They will give you the most bang for your buck if you learn them all the way through. Maybe you're saying to me, well, Mr. Atticus, I don't know these songs. Well, maybe you should. Just kidding. If you don't like these songs, at least after watching this video, you'll know what to look for when you're choosing your own material to learn. Here are my recommendations. The 10 songs that will help you level up your playing the most, especially if you're a beginner and you're looking for songs to learn all the way through. Okay, here we go. First on the list, Back in Black, AC/DC. It's got that iconic opening riff. That's like very, very often the first hard thing that a student learns how to do because that little pull-off thing actually takes a lot of coordination. It's difficult to do. And plus when you play it, people who don't play the guitar are like, whoa. The chorus of that song is also awesome. You'll notice I'm not playing any of these really all the way through because, copyright reasons. But I got one more section from this song that I want to show you, which is, I think it's after the guitar solo, but it's that awesome bridge section that goes like this. Am I playing that right? Wait. 1 second. Yeah, okay, I was right. Woo! I think that part is probably more challenging than the intro. It's just like a lesser known part of the song, so people don't play it as much. But it's really rewarding. It'll definitely teach you how to do these big left-hand stretches. Of course, just about any AC/DC song is going to be a good bet as far as, riffs and chords mixed together. But we're going to move on to number 2, Metallica, Seek and Destroy. I don't think I would have learned the guitar if it wasn't for this song. This song, for me, just was such a formative thing to learn. I think I actually played it at my first show. I ruined it because I started the intro too fast, and it was a huge train wreck. But great little intro riff. You got hammer-ons, palm mutes all mixed together. Single note sections. Right? And I always love the part of the end that goes into halftime. That whole album, basically, Kill 'Em All, if you want to learn the guitar, especially if you're looking to learn like metal guitar and start somewhere, Kill 'Em All is just such an incredible record for that. I love that album to this day. A little clean tone. I'm going to turn off my wild overdrive, and we're going to talk a little bit about the music of the Beatles, because there's one particular reason you should learn Beatles songs. It's because they were geniuses, and they influenced everyone you like, and we will not see the likes of them again in our lifetime. So anyway, they just covered so much ground musically that if you spent 6 months learning only Beatles songs, you would come out of that 6 months knowing so much about music and the guitar. It would overall be a time very well spent. I've always liked teaching Blackbird. Here Comes the Sun. It just feels good to play these songs. The Beatles songs, they just fit together in such a pleasing way. It's something that everybody likes to hear. And of course, when you're playing guitar and you're learning music, it's good to have things that you can just whip out and play when people ask what you're working on. And the Beatles are always a great choice for that, just because they're so well known. But they could get down with some riffs as well. I always like teaching this one. Seems easy, but for a beginner, mixing those open strings and getting the bar and getting it all to sound good is actually pretty challenging. We're going to move on. We're going to go to something a little bit more on the heavy side, some Black Sabbath. This is another band that for me was pretty formative. Another just great riffy band that just always had a lot of variety in their songs. War Pigs, you have that great iconic intro. That's the drums. After the verses, you have this great funky... And then after that, it gets even funkier. Guitar solo. kind of paraphrasing. That song has this great part at the end. They're just so good at coming up with riffs and coming up with cool arrangements and stuff like that. That's a great band if you want to do a real deep dive into learning entire songs from someone's discography. Black Sabbath, great choice. Okay, just real quick, if you're enjoying this video, please just smush that subscribe button so my channel can continue to grow. Okay, back to the video. This whole list, by the way, could be just Led Zeppelin songs. They are just like the riffiest band, and they're just another group that just covered so much ground. And they would have songs with finger picking and with single note playing and, you know, cool harmonies, cool arrangements, just like a great band. If I were to recommend one song of theirs to learn all the way through, it would be Stairway to Heaven. Because that song has a little bit of everything. It has that great iconic acoustic part. After that, we go into this nice sort of electric strummier part. Then the drums come. You might be noticing that I'm not playing these exactly like the recording. There's a couple reasons for that. One of them is, chances are, I learned this song years ago. The other thing that's going on is these riffs are so iconic that it's totally okay for you to come up with like your own little twist on it, as long as it remains, you know, more or less the song. You know, these are just such a part of the guitar vocabulary that nothing bad is going to happen to you if you just make a couple little variations, you know, as you grow as a player. So anyway, yeah, Led Zeppelin has it all. They've got acoustic guitar, they've got great riffs, jazzy little chords, recorder. I would recommend checking out all of Led Zeppelin 2. Save the best for last. Gotta talk about Jimi Hendrix. You really can't understand the full potential of the guitar unless you dig into his work at least a little bit. The riffs are great. The feel is great. Like I said, it's not exactly like the record, but it's the way I play it. I've been playing that song for a long time, and I've sort of developed my own approach to it, and I would recommend you do the same. Play it until you start to come up with variations that you like and try to incorporate it. The best Jimi Hendrix has already come and gone, so you should really try to do your own thing with these songs. This is just 10 or so examples of any of the thousands that we could have chosen. It's just each one of these bands has a gazillion albums that you could check out and a million riffs. The point is, you want to learn songs that have a lot of different sections, a lot of different techniques, songs that will push you in various ways as a player, so that if you learn them all the way through, you'll be covering riffs, you'll be covering chords, you'll be covering leads, you'll be covering clean tones, you'll be covering distorted tones. And if you learn those songs all the way through, you're going to find yourself getting better much more quickly. Because not only are you getting a bunch of techniques, you're also learning them as a cohesive whole, as something that is a finished product, right? This is very different from learning, I don't know, 10 riffs from 10 different songs, right? As opposed to learning 10 entire songs all the way through. So that'd be my recommendation. Take any one of these songs and learn every section. And I think what you'll find, especially if you play along with the recordings or you play along with other musicians, you're going to get these great benefits. And it will also, if you ever want to start writing music, this will really help as well, because you'll have an idea of how the songs fit together, where the songs use the clean tone, the strumming, the single notes, the solos, and stuff like that. Before we finish the video, I just wanted to thank everybody who made it to the end. Please smash that like button and leave a comment down below. What is your favorite riff to play on the guitar? If everyone comments, we can all learn from each other. Have fun. Happy practicing.